So Sarah would just get me so engaged in these poignant thoughts about my life that really helped me take my life to the next level, even then, before we were part of Purium. And then one day, she tagged me on Facebook on someone's story. All right, this kind of accidentally tagged me on someone else's story, which totally changed my life, obviously. And that's how it all began. And Sarah is, near and dear to my heart. And one of the things that resonates so much with me, and why I love working with her, is she is, naturally an activist. She has been an earth activist and social activist. She worked in prisons. She's always had the greater good and calm in her mind. And I truly believe that on like a karmic level and on an energetic level, that she has manifested to be the top earner in Purium. But more than that, managed to be somebody who's attracted so many people because this is such a good cause. She has attracted so many brand partners, so many business partners, such a huge team of like 70,000 people, something like that, she'll tell you. But she's attracted so many people, and through her vibration, I just think that she is somebody who has always seen the bigger vision, and she's always kept her intention for the benefit of others, like keeping that picture of the benefit of others in mind has helped her naturally rise. And so I feel like it's important to emphasize that, because it's very close to my heart. It's really important to me. And this is what makes me do the business too. It's like what has inspired me to continue is because I always want to think of the greater good and how people are benefiting. And so Sarah's just an amazing teacher. She's an amazing mentor. She's helped me every step of the way she helped me get to, Crown in 18 months. And I've been just riding on her coattails ever since. And so I'm just excited to introduce you, Sarah. I just love you so much. Thank you for your just really natural way of leading. Even your posts on Instagram and Facebook are just so authentic, from the heart, natural, attractive, and you really are an example of attracting through showing your life and showing your lifestyle and just being yourself. So, love you. Handing it over to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Rach. And I'm hoping this is going to clear out before I have my special Zoom with Dave and Amy today, that I'm able to speak clearly on that. But I just want to thank you so much for that, Rachel. And what I want to kind of, what just popped up for me is to take that phrase, riding on my coattails, and I want to just disintegrate that phrase right now. And I want to recognize you, Rachel, as for who you are and for who you truly be, which is a leader in your own right. And you don't need to be riding on anybody's coattails, sister girl. Like, you just stand up and do this thing, and I'm here to support. How many of you guys want to see Rachel hit 2-star crown in the next 3 months? Type a 90-day to 2-star in the comments. If that's something that inspires you, that excites you, that you feel like lit up about, like watching Rachel rise and watching her inspire everybody's journey, including your own. And in order for Rachel to hit 2-star crown in 90 days, what does that mean? How are you going to contribute? And it doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just doing this for Rachel. But when we do something for somebody else, it naturally, like Rachel was saying, it naturally inspires us to get into action. And that's how we do things for ourselves too. So I just want to see in the comments, if you like, what is your vision for yourself, for this company, for this community, for Rachel, for the planet, for the greater human experience right now, for this time of transformation that we're in collectively as a human ecosystem, like as our own plastic-free human experience? Beautiful. Financial freedom and clean eating without limits. Great. And so what is your contribution? I just want to ask this. What's your contribution? Like, what rank are you going to be in 90 days that's going to pop everyone up to the next level or up a couple levels? Just let me know. Celeste says, be the lighthouse. She's going to be red diamond. Oh, yeah, Celeste. Let's do this, sister. Blue diamond, says Reagan. Woo! Executive in 90 days. Beautiful. Diamond in 90 days. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Diamond, green diamond in 90 days solely. That's like so incredibly doable. So I'm going to kind of roll it back here. And thanks everyone for playing. And thanks, Rachel. I love you. I'm just so like, my heart is so full. And you all know, many of you who aren't brand new know that it's been a little minute since me and Rachel have been working closely together. And I just am so full of gratitude and inspiration to be reunited with all of you and to be meeting you and connecting in deeper. And I just want you to know that I'm here to support every single one of you in conjunction with Rachel and really to weave this fabric tighter. And that's what it takes. It takes being interconnected in a way that, you know, I'm going to just kind of roll it back here for 1 second and then I'll go into like what I was going to talk about. But I'm reading a book right now called My Grandmother's Hands. Now, if any of you guys have read that book, let me know in the comments. It's a book about intergenerational trauma patterns and specifically in white, Black, and police bodies. It's a fascinating book. It's written by a somatic practitioner. And it's just, you know, it's very much interwoven. The information is interwoven with all of everything that's happening right now in this country's race relationship. So I'm loving this book. And there's this, he talks a lot about resilience. And there's a place where he's talking about the power of collective resilience, the power of community resilience. And he shared it like this. So I want you guys to imagine that you are running a marathon. And you're running a marathon, you've trained for this marathon, you've eaten the right things, you know, you've done everything, you're in the right mindset, you're running the marathon, and it starts raining, cold rain. And you know that you've got to be pretty close to the end, but you start to get really cold. And then around the corner, you see a pretty steep uphill. You're coming around the corner and you see that there's a pretty steep uphill coming up. And then all of a sudden, your feet give way, you slip, and you fall and you skin both of your knees pretty badly, and you're like bleeding, and there's this uphill, and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're bone cold, and you're just like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Like I tried my best. I did what I could. Like, you know, I prepped myself. I'll just try it again next year. And you just quit the race. So now I want you to imagine that you're running this marathon with your 10 best friends, and they're all there with you. And they're seeing you get tired, and they're seeing you get cold. And one of them actually has an extra poncho that they pass to you. And another one has an extra energy bar that they pass to you. And they're like, they see you fall down and they're like, you got this. And you're like, oh my God, you guys, like, I don't think I can do it. Like, I'm so tired. I just want to give up. I'm just going to do this next year. Like, please just let me stop. Please just let me off the hook. And they're like, no, you got this. Like, we're doing this together. Come on, let's do this. And they pace with you and they run with you and they encourage you and they stick together with you. Are you able to make it up the hill to the finish line with that kind of support? Does it feel different in your body to be running by yourself versus running in a community? And that is the kind of support and resilience that we can actually give to each other. We can create a web of resilience that will literally not drag people up the hill, but it's like an extra, the sum of two things is greater then what is it? Equal, I can't, it's too early in the morning, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like the sum of two things is greater than anyway, I can't remember. But you add these two things together and you get more than just those two things, right? You're getting extra energy. You're getting extra support. So it's greater than its parts. Okay, thanks, Amelia. I've been jamming on my business. My mouth is turned off. So it just kind of, it's the difference between running a business alone and being a part of a collective. And it's not just true for marathons. It is true for the end of the month. It is true for rank goals. It is true for enrollment goals. It is true for even sometimes just speaking on a Zoom or, being able to move through the blockage, or at least, there's like that membrane sometimes between where we are now and where we know that we want to be. And it can be an invisible membrane. It can be something that's like, boom, like you're kind of like a little balloon feeling. It's like you, boom, you try to go that direction. All of a sudden, like it bounces you back and you're like, what happened? I was going that way. And now here I am back in the same place. So, we have this opportunity the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Thank you. Thank you, Annalisa. Okay, I can sleep tonight. I can check that one off my list. I don't have to go research and try to remember. Yes. See, this is the magic of the collective. And so I'm going to bring it back to the present moment, to where we are right now, to what's happening, to what is the mountain that's in front of us, to where is the finish line, to what are we even doing here, and to the magic of this specific moment in time, what's happening and what is possible here. So thank you all for being here and for taking the time. We have a big day ahead of us. Who's ready for to charge this uphill, to just get excited about this journey right here for the rest of the day, just for the rest of this day? How many of you guys are willing to put it all on the table for one day, just for one day, until however many hours we have? I think it's 10 hours for the next 10 hours. I'm gonna explain it all, Rachel, don't worry. Okay, so just for the next 10 hours, are you willing to leave no energy on the table? To do whatever you need to do just to leave no energy on the table and to really drop in, and perhaps, especially if you knew that by doing that, it could very deeply and profoundly change the trajectory of your entire business. 10 hours. Let me know. Solimar is she's been at it since last night, baby. Oh yeah, me too. Okay, so how many of you guys were on the summit yesterday? And if just type a 1 if you were there and type a 2 if you weren't. Because I want to make sure that everyone gets this special download here. Oh, great. Oh, you guys are all there. Oh, you're so, yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of really special announcements, which I think most of you probably got up to speed on. One is that the ULT launch pack, so the free launch packs has been extended. I'm just going to give you guys the housekeeping here. Free launch packs have been extended for ULT and Core 4. The Fast Start is all extended. Rachel, what were the other announcements? Basically, sorry?
The points, the one for today that we can get.
Yeah, so we're going to get to that. So basically all the good things that we love have been extended. The diamond bonus has been extended. There's a new diamond bonus. There's all kinds of really great stuff. And that's all beautiful and amazing. And what I really want to drop into is the opportunity that lies in today. So I'm going to take us back in time again to May. And May was the first, May was the first time that they did a promotion like this. And this one is called the Summit Up Summit. So basically what it means is that between the end of, between yesterday morning and tonight, there are extra UBT points on the table. And that looks like up to a total of 1,100 UBT points that are available. And Alex, everything is extended until the end of the year, the end of 2020. So how many of you guys, ooh, hang on. Moving some energy over here. Woo, okay, feeling better. How many of you guys have hit the UBT already in your journey with Purium? Just type UBT if you've done it. I did it last week. And I already have one for this weekend. So if you've hit the UBT, type UBT. Has anybody done it? Ooh, yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is amazing. Okay, great. I'm going to give you guys like a little UBT download. So when I very first heard about the UBT, my reaction to it was, I was like laughing. I was like, oh yeah, right. Like 3 people in a week. And this is me as a 5-star crown saying 3 people in a week, that's never going to happen. I will never be able to enroll three people in a week. I haven't even enrolled, I think between February and May, I had enrolled nobody in my business. Not a single person. This is like truth, real, raw, vulnerable truth right here. And I just wrote off the UBT. I was like, oh, the UBT is not for me. And the way that the UBT works is if you enroll someone if you enroll 3 brand partners with smart orders between Saturday morning and Friday night of any particular week, you get 500 extra points towards your goal. So all of you guys that were like, green diamond, blue diamond, red diamond, like this is going to be the critical and magical ingredient to support you to make that happen. How do I know? I'm going to share with you in a minute. So here I heard about the UBT and I was like, that's a pipe dream, Purium and their crazy promos. Like it's going to be just like all the other Purium promos. And like, they're like, we made this promo and nobody hit it. So imagine my surprise when I got on one of the Monday calls, the beginning of, I think it was the May 1st. Yeah, Meg's like, yeah, you and your UBT people, whatever, impossible goals. Thanks for being honest, Meg. And so I wrote it off. I was like, I can't do this and neither can my team. May 1st, I got on the company call and I heard Amy Venner say that they had given away over 200,000 UBT points the previous month. And of course, my little, I had a lot of feelings. I was like, what? Like, how did they do that? And then I was also like, wait, if they can do that, how many of those points were mine? Like, if those guys can do it, I know we can do it. I mean, we're great, just like everybody else. So it became my mission to hit the UBT and to prove it to myself that I could do it and to prove it to my team that it was possible. And I know you guys may be thinking, oh, well, that's just so easy because you have such a big following or like, you're like a leader and people just sign up with you automatically. You know why I hadn't enrolled anybody between February and May? Because I wasn't doing the action steps. I wasn't in enough massive action. I wasn't prospecting and I didn't think that it was possible. I had my own personal blocks around why I wasn't reaching out to people, just like you guys do. I enrolled way more people at the beginning of my Purium journey when I was consultant, director, executive, diamond than I have since I hit crown. So this is like a major mindset shift that I had to make. Okay, so for all of you guys, if you're resonating and you're like, okay, UBT, that sounds like, whoa, like that sounds really hard, and you're wanting a mindset shift around it, like if you don't want to shift your mindset around it, that's fine. You can go for the UBT or not. But I'm talking to the people who want a mindset shift. So if you want a mindset shift, just type yes or type mindset shift in the comments. Okay. because that's the first step, right? Knowing that, because previous to that, I wasn't like, oh, I just want to be able to prospect more. I was like, I don't want to prospect. I don't want to sign more people up in my business for all my reasons, right? So the first step is knowing that you want to do something and that you're willing to do what it's going to take in order to make it happen. So are you willing? I'm seeing a lot of people that want to shift. Okay, great. So are you willing to do what it's going to take in order to make that shift? Solimar is willing. Okay, I already had this whole, like, I already gave Solimar like the rundown. She could probably do this training. So here I was like, before this, I wasn't willing, I didn't want to, and I wasn't willing to do what it was going to take. I was very clear in my business. Like, I am not in prospecting mode. I do not want to do that. Like, that's hard and I'm scared. And then I had this shift. When I heard the 200,000 points, I was like, what? So if you guys were on the summit, did you hear how many points total they've given away for UBT since they started that program? Anybody? Did anyone catch that number? It was like 2.3 million points or something like that. That's like a double Royal Crown 2. That's like a Royal Crown 4, baby. Like, you could be Royal Crown 4 if you got all those 2 million points. I mean, that's insane. So there's nothing that separates the people who have gotten the UBT and the people who haven't besides mindset and action. It is not about having a bigger following. It is not about having a better Instagram. It is not about being in the game longer. It is about mindset, which means making the decision. And then it is about action, which means being willing to do what it takes. Celeste got it, 2 million. Yeah, baby. Okay. So here's what I did when I decided that I wanted to hit the UBT. You guys want to know? I pulled out this. How many of you guys are using this tracker sheet? If you haven't found this yet, this is the secret sauce. Every time that I've actually, and we do a tracker sheet. I do a tracker sheet post every week. I've only actually posted my tracker a few times. Both times that I posted my tracker, I hit the UBT. Just saying. It works. It's powerful. It's very powerful. Why? Partly because I didn't want to post an empty tracker. I was like, I'm going to post my tracker this week. It's like, I better fill that thing up, right? So here's what I did. And this is, I've been really studying my process as well, because it's really easy to tell people, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. But I haven't been in prospecting mode for a long time. And so I also needed to know if I was like training you guys in the right way. I've been telling people to do this. Does it actually work? I can't remember, right? So here's what worked for me. I started to get into massive action and starting hundreds of conversations with people. Literally. Like, I probably, started over 150, maybe 200 conversations since I started that. What does that look like? So how many of you guys use social media as part of your prospecting tools? Okay, great. So we're, like Rachel was saying, my business has been a lot of attraction marketing, but it's not a post and pray kind of business. This is not like I write a post and then I have 10 people who just comment on that post and say, oh yeah, sign me up. And I just sign them up. So if you're thinking that you're, sending a message to 20 people and 3 of them are just going to respond to you and say, yes, sign me up, or you're posting the perfect thing on, the perfect post, and someone, and like everyone in the comments is like, yes, 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 like sign me up, and they all order, that's just not the way that it works. So take yourself off the hook. You're not creating uninspiring content. It's not about posting or saying the perfect thing. If you're trying to post or say the perfect thing to get the person to say yes, you will stop your process. It will feel so heavy that you will not want to prospect. Anyone relate to that? At least that's for me. When I'm trying to post the perfect thing, I never post. When I'm trying to say the perfect thing, I don't say anything. So instead of approaching prospecting from that direction, approach it like this. I'm just looking for the people who are ready to throw some energy back to me. I'm looking for the people who are already engaged with me. And now you can have your list of your top 10, your chicken list, all this stuff. But what you want to do, rather than like necessarily, I mean, and there's different times, like Tala did a Zoom the other day where he was like, send this message to 100 people. There's times to do that. There's a time and a place to do that. And what that does is it starts the process, it starts the exposure process, but that's not necessarily like thinking, okay, I'm going to send this message and they're going to say, yes, I'm going to send this message, I'm going to send info and they're going to say, yes. Like, it's not like that. It's a very non-linear experience, prospecting well. And prospecting in a way that's not going to have your emotional body like stop you in your tracks. It has to be very open and nonlinear. And what I mean by that is following the energy of people who respond to you. So I may have already done this image with you guys. I can't remember, but I'm going to do it again because it's all about repetition. So when I started prospecting, really prospecting again, what came to me after was this image of having like a huge basket of tennis balls. And they were kind of like, you know, they've morphed into like, you know, these kind of like golden orbs and just standing there and tossing them out into the crowd in front of me. Like gently just tossing. That is conversations. That looks like saying, hey, what's up to 100 people and seeing who responds to you. That looks like going through all of the likes and comments on your posts that you've ever made and seeing who's engaging with you. If they're engaging with you, it means that they have seen what you're putting out there. So it's really a two-part process. It's like continuing to share your why, your vision, what you care about, what you're passionate about, what you really are not passionate about, right? Like really kind of, you know, sometimes sprinkling in, oh, there's a business opportunity Zoom, whatever it is, creating that groundwork where people are actually seeing that you're committed, that you're doing something that you care about. They're resonating with who you are, with your struggle, with your story, with your vision. They're like, oh, wow, Meg's talking about like being a, you know, a traveler and not being able to like go on the road as much as she wants to because she has to work a job. Like, that's totally me. I get so frustrated by that. And like, it's such a huge limitation on me. Oh, wow. Like, oh, she's doing something about it. Like, and that doesn't mean saying like, hey, like if you want a solution, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, get a free set of Ginsu knives when you reach out to me, because I'm going to be upselling you, baby. Don't even worry about it. Right. I mean, it's just sharing authentically. And I know that word is like authentically, like sometimes it's even like, well, how do I even do that? Practice. That's how. Say more. That's the only way. You may make bad posts. You may like say the wrong thing. If you stop, then you end it there. If you keep going and evolve, then you allow the process to continue. So I had my box of 1,000 golden orbs, and I was tossing them. And then I would just wait and see who tossed one back. And that person, I would toss it back to. And if they tossed it back to me, meanwhile, I'm still going. I'm not stopping when one person, so tell me if this resonates. You have your list. You have your 3 people that you've sent a message to, and you just keep pelting tennis balls at their head, waiting for them to throw one back to you. You're like, wait, do you think that I'm being too pushy? Like, just like, you know, you only have a limited number. You have a limited number of people in front of you, and you have all these tennis balls, and you just keep throwing them at the same 3 people. right? Prospecting is about opening up your aperture so wide that you are indiscriminately, without prejudging, but also without you're just willing to start conversations. So I'm going to pause there. Does this feel a little bit different from how you've been approaching it? Yeah, like the machine that throws the dog's balls, except a little bit softer. We don't want to lob the balls, like catapult them at people. It's just gentle, light, open, like inviting a response. Questions invite a response. Statements, oftentimes the ball will just fall at their feet. Whew, excuse me, you guys. So I've been on 5 conversations during this call right now. Amazing, Sully. Yes, it's a light process. It is not a heavy process. So if you have said to yourself, hello. How many of you guys have said to yourself at a certain point, well, I just ran out. I've ran out of people to talk to. Have you ever felt like that? Yeah. Okay, Meg, I've needed to hear this. Meg, you want to jump off mute, babe, and share with us a little bit here.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I feel like I needed to hear this. Like, I've been opening up combos, I've been following my likes, following my follows, and just getting to know people. But there comes a point where I'm not sure when to put in an opportunity, or yeah. That's where I'm getting stuck.
Walk me through somebody who you're excited about, who you would love to see them show up on today's Zoom with me and Dave and Amy. And just share with me who they are, how you know them, what you've already said to them. Are you checking your list?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't worry about the list. I just want you to allow a name to come to you. So let's just say okay. if this person showed up on the Zoom and said yes, this would be you'd just be like Tom Cruise, yeah, in your underwear, yeah, woo! Maybe I'm referencing something too old. But you'd be doing that woo! Dancing around in your socks, oh yeah, this person's doing it with me, right? Okay. So who would make you feel like that?
Marina.
Okay, beautiful. So how do you know Marina?
I've met her at a static dance, and then I just met her last night, and we connected really well, and I feel like she's somebody I would want to work with. So
beautiful. And have you shared anything about Purium with her?
No.
All right. So what was your last connection about? What did you guys talk about?
How much we need sisterhood and just creating that with one another, and yeah, going on a little trip together.
Beautiful. Okay. Perfect. So you in your conversation were leading with the community and you didn't even realize it. Or she was leading with the community. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to send her a little message today. And you're going to say, hey, Marina, I just really appreciated our connection last night. And I have this, vision in my heart of being more in community with you. And I was thinking about you And maybe you want to write this down, or maybe someone should write this down. This is a good framework. So, hey, Marina, I loved our conversation last night. It was so awesome to connect with you. And I just have this, beautiful vision of us being in sisterhood together. And you just popped into my head or you just popped into my heart, or whatever is your languaging. Because, I was curious. I'm curious, what are you doing today at 3 p.m. Pacific time? Okay, so this is your guys' task today between now and the Zoom, is to ask this question to as many people as you can as a follow-up. So pull out all of your tracker sheets, pull out all of your list, and you're going to have a gentle message that's like, hey, I was just thinking about you, our last connection, blah, 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 or what you posted, blah, 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 or somehow reflecting to them why you were thinking about them. And I'm curious, what are you doing today at 3? And for Meg, you might say something like, our conversation just impacted me so much. And I realized I've never shared this with you before, but I thought that you might resonate with my business community. And I would love to share this beautiful Zoom with you. Are you available? I would just love to hear your thoughts. Maybe it would be something that we could do together. And then you're going to say, if I sent you the link, would you want to jump on? And that's not necessarily going to be all in one message, right? Actually, I'll send you guys, I sent this out to my thread, but I'm going to send it to you guys in the chat right now, which is my, my little Zoom prospecting script. So hold on. Okay. Hang on, everybody. So here's a little script. Does everybody like scripts? I don't use them very often, but I just find that this is a nice framework. So reach out with the question, hey, wow, what a wild time we're in. I was just thinking about you and I'm curious, what are you doing today at 3 Pacific? Make that your own. You don't need to just say that bit, right? Exactly in the same way. Good, Sylvia. Amazing. I love it. Then when they answer, hey, good to hear from you. Oh, I'm open. My calendar's free, or I'm busy. I don't have time at that time. Then you're going to say, well, a few people from my business community who I really respect are going to be sharing about what we're doing, about what we are doing. Oh, solutions. Sorry, I should say solutions that we are doing. Wait, that is so relevant today. Anyway, part of my grammar here. It's been copied and pasted a bunch of times. So if I sent you info, would you be open to checking it out and sharing with me what you think? Would you be open to checking this out and sharing with me what you think? I'd love to see if it's something that you could get down with. I'd love to see if it's something that would inspire you. I'd love to see if it could be a solution to what you shared with me the other day that was challenging for you, right? So what are you doing today at 3? Because I was thinking of you, and edify them. Give them a little reason, give them a little synopsis that's going to speak their language, right? And then just say, would you be open to checking it out with me? I'd love to hear if it's something that would resonate with you. How does that feel? Oh, Dickie's good. Dickie's on it. He's loving it. Okay, then when they tell you sure or no, that's not for me, or yes, that sounds awesome, or I'm not going to be able to make it, but I'm interested, then you send them the link. let them know. I'll remind you right before, have your list of the people that you sent the link to, send them a message right before, and then send them the replay after, like check in with them after and say, let them know I'm going to follow up with you after the call, because I'm really curious to hear what you think. Okay, so I'm hearing my language must be really off. So what are you saying, Magali? Like, what is your actual languaging?
Hello, that's Magali.
Oh, sorry, Magali. Sorry. Thank you for correcting me.
That's okay. Well, the people, for example, this weekend, I contacted girls that are like in my spiritual community that I've known for years. We call each other like sisters, like, we're really close. And several of them, I can really see how they would love everything Purium has to offer. And so I just say, hey, there's some really exciting stuff happening, for me lately. And this is what, I've gotten in, and this is what it's done for me. And you know me, and all this stuff that we've been talking about for years. And I really think you would love this. And I said, how about you just check it out? Like, and it felt rushed this weekend, I admit, because, all this was happening. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have to get on. And maybe my language is not really showing them. They're like, I don't know. Like, I mean, one of them, it was like, I'm not really interested in anything like this right now, which she didn't, I know she would love it. She's a yoga instructor. She's had lots of health stuff herself, but she like blew it off right away. The other ones did not even answer me at all.
Okay. Anybody else resonate with what we're hearing? Yeah. All right, great. So this comes to part number 2. Very great segue here. So first of all, what I'm hearing, like in your languaging, is it's very easy to come from this place, right? Like, I know this person's gonna love this. Like, you just gotta check this out. Oh my God. Like, one of my best friends, Monica Habig, who's a Green Diamond, she, I took this approach with her, and I was like, girl, like, you're selling superfoods, like, and eco clothing, and you're working your butt off, and you can get some residual income here and take care of your baby boy. She's a single mom. I was like, do this with me. She was top of my list. Do this with me. And she was like, I'm good. I don't need this. I don't want this. She finally ordered the products. I'm just going to give you guys, like, this is the very beginning of my journey here. She was one of the first 10 people that I signed up, probably in the first month, maybe second month. I was like, you have to do this with me. You're going to love this. This is like perfect for you. You need this in your life. And she's like, I don't need this in my life. Thank you very much. Have you ever noticed if you tell someone what they need, they tell you they don't need it right away? Why? Because it can feel threatening. It can feel a little bit like, oh, you're not in this place. Like, I can make it better for you, right? So here I was, and she was just, no. I was the same way when my midwife, Willow, was telling me, you need these products. You could really use this. This would be really good for you. I was like, get out of here. Go away. No. So finally, Monica ordered. She ordered at that point, we had a pack that had 2 10-day cleanses in it. She ordered it with her boyfriend. He was like, this is like junk food. I only eat sauerkraut and coconut water. My 90-year-old dad does like a 1-hour headstand every day. Like, I'm like the most healthy, pure person in the world. And like, I'll do this with you because you want me to, but this is like, So that was the environment. They did the cleanse together. She got bloated because she was having all this die-off and stuff, but she didn't. And she got constipated. She got bloated because she just did the 10-day. And, it was the whole thing. I was like the very beginning of my process, and she returned her products. And then she made a post about it on Facebook. Everyone's like, no. I mean, I'm talking like this was way back when we had like everything that you're experiencing now was not around. So my belief level was like, oh my God, I just told my best friend to do these products and they suck. And my reputation, and da-da-da. I could have gone down this whole rabbit hole of like, okay, I'm out. How many of you guys would have just been like, I'm out? Done. But what did I do? I was like, well, I'm not giving up. Because I need to get financially free and be able to get down to Uruguay to see my husband's parents, and Monica's Monica, and like, so what did I do? Okay, so this is, and I'm going to answer you specifically around your languaging and everything too, but what did I do? I just kept on giving her exposures. Even though she had already, so you're talking about someone, people didn't respond to you. They said no. One person said no. A few people didn't respond to you. I'm talking like someone actually, after that whole process, finally said yes, returned their products, and, did the whole thing. But what did I do? Did I give up on her? No. Did I take it personally? A little bit, but I was able to move past that feeling of like, oh, she just shot me down. And I said, I still know this would be perfect for her. And I just kept in contact with her, and I just kept on asking her questions. So this is the second piece, Magali, to the refinement. Number one, continue to expose them. Continue to follow up with them. Not like, hey, do you want to do Purium now? Do you want to do it now? Do you want to do it now? Do you want to do it now? It's not like you're not pelting the tennis balls at their head. You're finding ways to creatively and lovingly continue connecting with them. And when you're connecting with people, and this is really what I heard from your languaging, is when we come from a place of, I know what's right for you, we can create pushback, even if we're correct. Even if we know, it can still cause people to back away, because we're used to that. We're used to that paradigm of like, somebody knows what's better for me than I do, and they're going to tell me on the commercial or on the da-da-da. So what I want to invite you to do is, instead of approaching it from this place of like, hey, you got to do this. Like, we've been talking about this, and you know me, and if I'm doing it, like, you should be doing it too. And like, we're all sisters here. And right. And instead, open up the curiosity with them. So the reason that this languaging is powerful that I gave you guys is because it's all questions. It's leading them through a series of questions. So when you are approaching one of your friends, you can just ask them, and instead of saying this is, it may also be that you're giving too much information. That you're like, oh my gosh, like this is so awesome, and this has been amazing, it's changing my life, and like Dave Sandoval and the Power Shake, and oh my gosh, my business community, and Rachel's such an amazing mentor, and and I'm getting so much training, and you should totally do this, you'd love this. It's a little too much. And so you can say, you can be in a much more powerful position with someone when you just get really curious. And this is where I want you guys to drop into this question, which is, what is this person's prayer? What is this person really looking for? And not assuming that but actually going on a treasure hunt of how can I invite them to share with me verbally what they're looking for. That's really what you want in order to like, oh Mia, guilty. Let's disintegrate that little word, honey. We're not talking about guilty in here. We're talking about learning and growing and transforming and, building up our skill set and practicing more and becoming more, just being able to dance, being a better dancer. Really, it's just about it's learning how to dance. It's learning how to dance with someone in conversation. So how is, yeah, baby? Hold on one second. Good job, guys, Bobby. So, okay. I don't know. Go find him. He's around. So, does that help at all with
Yeah, it really helps, but it also made me realize one thing is I need to have these conversations ongoingly and not just like throw myself on them the day before something happens. And that's a huge realization because it's going to make a big difference.
right?
So I just need to talk to everybody, like we're all kind of a bunch of introverts, and we can have a whole year go by without talking to each other, and then it's like no time went by. But I think for this, I'm going to have to break that rule.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, and you can still circle back around and say, wow, I got really excited. Sorry. But what I really wanted to say is, what are you doing today at 3? Because I thought this might be something, this is something that's very meaningful to me, and I just wanted to share it with you. And I'm curious if you're available at that time.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks.
Like that's, if you want to write that down right now and go ahead and like circle back around to your list, and just tell them that. Jessica, were you raising your hand?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
What you said last week stuck with me so much that I wanted to tell everybody about the balls.
Mm-hmm.
I wasted so much energy giving people all the info before, and I gave too much, and this is the 3rd time my life was saved from Purium, and I'm donating to the res, and Dave gave me his number, and because I healed this girlfriend, when I got poisoned, my heart was so bad last week, she told me about the heart aid, and then I ordered it, and $1 saved my life. So today's post was that yesterday I went into the light, and I just wanted to tell people, instead of posting about my shake so much, I intermittently do it, and then now it's more just what are your prayers, and that you and I are on the same wavelength. Why Rachel wants us together. Everything you say, I've already reposted a bunch of your pics actually, and I tagged you, but you're busy. But the prayer thing.
Thank you.
But I'm just saying that the prayer thing today is really huge, because everybody can connect to losing faith during COVID, how we're going to get faith back in ourselves. And then now my whole story today, which first I wanted to post the light because like there's even orbs in it. The fact that you said golden orb, the family that the father passed away, I'm trying to get the whole family on this. And so the whole point, what I wanted to tell people is this belief. And that when people see me healing, not saying this, I just show my light. And now every picture I have to look up to the light, and I don't know why. And so everybody wrote me today that I'd love it if we could do a Sunday night going into a Monday to join this call, because in the last weeks, everybody wants to follow me, but no one can come at this time frame. So that's my whole thing, is that I want to do like a pillow talk nighttime with Sarah where we lie in bed, and that's when before Monday, because I'm really working now to say I am the example. And so I have people writing me right now, oh, I tried to come back to meet you, oh, I tried, but I just wanted to say to everybody, the best thing I did was, what do you pray for? And my best healer, like I call her my earth mother, she wants you to keep 10 things in your subconscious, because 3 is too little, and then more than 10 is too many. But I'm really now asking people, what are your 10 prayers? And within that, they're telling me, get healthy, get relaxed. Then I know, oh, you need CBD. Oh, you have anxiety. Oh, you need money. I've got a job for you. And so now I have a team of 20-year-olds all coming behind me, and they're watching it this week, and everybody got the shake because they don't want to really try it. That's the second thing I'd love to tell everybody. I really took advantage of writing off the shakes because people saw me doing it and then they wanted to try it. And even though I said the coupon and that, like really giving the $80 really helped me. And then today I'm going to post a pic for going into Monday with all my empty Purium CBD bottles. And then I even have the chill to show people I've got $50 towards something. And that's what I'm today, is because I don't utilizing the coupon as much as I could. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jess, for sharing all that. Beautiful. And thanks for all of your support on social media. And definitely, like, if you guys ever see, if you want to follow me, if not everyone's following me, my Instagram handle is blissmother. So definitely follow me and watch how I'm posturing. Now, I love what you shared, Jessica, about all the product and how you're putting that out there. I personally barely ever talk about the products unless I'm like promoting for a group cleanse. It's not, now that's not everyone's style. That's fine. People can, you know, you can do what you want. However, for this particular day today, and I'm going to kind of circle back around to and close this out. I know we're at the top of the hour, but I'm just going to tie a bow on this right here, which is I'm going to go back to the UBT, the first week that I ran for it. Right. So I kind of walked you guys through this whole process. There I was like, I was in massive action. Like I was like sweating. I was like, oh my gosh, prospecting is hard. Like when you really prospect, and I was having flashbacks to when I was, you know, at the very beginning of my journey, I tagged Rachel kamikaze style. I would just go on posts and like just tag people, and I wasn't even telling them what it was or like telling them to get back to me. I was just like tag. Like, I was like, I'm doing this. Like I was just in action. I never like let the momentum slow down in my own personal action process, because I knew that if I did, it would be way harder to start the engine back up. So I just randomly put Rachel's name in a box, and I'm not saying to do that, but the point is, you know, to stay in this action. So here I was, I enrolled someone the first day of the month, I think last month or in May, or in the second, like in the beginning of the week. And then I was just in conversation mode, and I was like finding out people's prayers. I was just looking, searching, you know, posting, following the likes, doing all that, but really out of a place of curiosity and asking questions. Now, on Friday, I enrolled someone else in the morning, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to hit the UBT. This is so awesome. Like I just made the decision to do it. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Yay me. Like I'm amazing right now. So here I was, I had the rest of Friday to find my third person. And I was like, I got someone on one of Dave's calls. And I got, you know, I was like, someone started following me on Instagram, and I was on the phone with her within half an hour. I was like, ooh, she followed me. I looked at her page. I like found some commonality. I was like, hey girl, I love your page. And she's like, I love yours too. And I was like, yeah, what do you do over there? And she's like, oh, well, I do this, that, and the other thing. And she's like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, well, you know, I help people make residual income through the internet and superfoods. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, here's a link. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I was like, cool, let's jump on the phone. I mean, it can happen that fast, right? Like it can happen that fast. Now, what happened with all these people that I was like, kind of like, you know, that crunch time, like, okay, I have like just this much time. One of them was about to sign up. Like she was on pureenrollment.com. And then she's like, oh, I'm in my bed with my husband and my sleeping baby. Cause it was nighttime in the East Coast. She's like, my debit card's in the other room. So, I'm going to get it tomorrow morning and put the order in. I was like, no. Then this girl that I just got on the phone with, you know, she was like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. Like I'm so on board. I'm 100% in, but I have to wait for my boyfriend to come home because he has the working credit card. I was like, oh. Right. So at 6:59, I was like, okay, I admit I'm not going to make the UBT this week. And I just had to like accept that. Right. But you know what is the coolest thing about failure, you guys? Failure, if you're nervous to fail, if you don't want to make a goal because you're afraid you're not going to hit it, if you're, you know, if you have any of that, I want you to have an image in your mind of a baby learning to walk, and how afraid of failure are they? Imagine if every baby was like, I don't want to try to stand up one more time. What if I fall down? I mean, a baby is relentless in their failure trajectory until they're not failing anymore and they're walking, right? So know that this is a process. It takes that. It takes like not doing it perfectly for probably a long time. I mean, nobody really does it perfectly. So I failed. I embraced that. It's like, okay, I learned a lot this week. Wow. And what else happened? I had such a full funnel because I had been communicating with so many people that the following week I signed up 4 people, 2 of them on the same day. The 2 people that I signed up on the same day, one of them hit Fast Start Director in 8 days, and the other one just hit Fast Start Executive last month. Why? Because I was in the game. I was in the game. I was leading with the business because I was working for the UBT. I didn't just want some customer that I was going to upgrade and like then, do that whole thing. I was like, I want people that want to do this business with me. And I was honest about that. I was in that frequency. I was in that vibration of like, I'm building a business, and I attracted people to me. One of them had been following me for 5 years and all of a sudden just got the hit to sign up, and she hit director in 8 days, right? So it's like there is an inner shift when we get into this feeling of like, okay, it's a different experience to say I'm going to hit executive this month versus I'm going to hit the UBT this week. Because executive is like, whoa, right? Like that's, or diamond or green diamond or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces to that. There's a lot of people that you're working with. There's a lot of different people that are doing things and not doing things. But you can. Every single person on this call, absolutely 100% without a doubt, can go out there and create the kind of action that it takes to hit the UBT in a week. Now, the last piece is about what's happening today. So we talked about for the next 10 hours, who's willing to leave no energy on the table. Because if you get into that vortex today, if you enroll one person, you're going to get an extra 100 points. The second person that you enroll this weekend, you're going to get another 200 points. The third person that you enroll this weekend, you're going to get another 300 points, which is 600 points of volume. Plus, by enrolling those 3 people, you're going to get another 500 points for the UBT. So that's 1,100 points towards your goal that are sitting on the table right now, today. And I guarantee that if any of you, well, let me say this, that every one of you who really takes me up on this offer, who takes the company up on this offer, the benefits will be so much greater than those 1,100 points. How do I know? Because this is what happened in May. The company did a weekend promo. It was the first time they ever did one. It was Memorial Day weekend, I think, because they were like, oh, it's Memorial Day weekend, like things are going to slow down. And they're like, well, how can we actually speed them up? So hundreds of people enrolled 3 people in that weekend and got an extra 500 points. That boosted the points, but it also changed the level of the game that people were playing. And that momentum brought me to 5-star crown because I had 2 people in my team double rank to crown, 2 separate legs. 1 person in my team double rank to red diamond, and 1 person in my team double rank to black diamond. From that Memorial Day weekend special, because it got people in the game in a different way. It got people to make a decision in a different way. So this is a magical moment, you guys. If we want to get Rachel to 2-star crown, and all of you guys have your goals and your visions for yourselves, for this world, for so far reaching, like in this time of transformation where so many people are waking up, so many people are not waking up, how can we be a bridge? How can we go out there and actually make the kind of impact that needs to be made in this time for so many people on an individual level, and so desperately for the collective. We have something so powerful in our hands that we can literally transform the future. We can rewrite the story right now. And it starts with something so small as just going out there and being brave enough to have more conversations and be curious with more people. So I'm going to let you guys all go and do your thing. What I'm going to invite you to do, I'm going to make a blog post, or actually I'm going to have Rachel do it in our team page, and she's going to tag all of you. And I want to hear your takeaways from this. And I also want to hear your commitment. What are you planning to do for the next 10 hours? And is everyone who's excited about sharing your takeaways and tagging me in them? Okay. Slowly and Rana. Great. Anyone else? Woo! Okay, beautiful. Well, I'm excited to read them. That's the gift that I love to receive, is after a call like this, to really be able to read people's takeaways. It touches my heart and it gives me the inspiration to keep going. So I would love to receive that gift from you. And if you're just too busy prospecting, go do your thing. I am not mad at you. But let's do this, you guys. I love you all so much. Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. Celeste. And just go out there and surprise yourself. You are capable of so much more than you think. Like, it's really true. So thank you. Thanks, Rach, for having me.
Thank you so much. That was such an inspiration. I think everyone's minds just got shifted. Who had a total mindset rearrangement in their head just happened? Yeah? All right. Thanks, Annalisa. Awesome. Good. Awesome. So I'm just posting that right now. So everyone go look in like 30 seconds after the Zoom ends. Wait 1 minute and it'll be up. I love you so much, Sarah. Thank you. That was brilliant. I even had a mind reset. I've been getting I keep getting 2 UBTs, 2 towards the UBT. And I'm like, damn it, I just need 1 more. And then it's the same kind of thing where the person's like, oh, well, let me wait till tomorrow or something. I'm like, ah. But at least I'm getting there. It's like the more you do it, it starts to build momentum, and then pretty soon you're getting it. So I went from getting 1 to then getting 2 in a week. And so now I've been getting 2 each week. And now I'm I just got to get 30. So once I get 3, I know it'll become a thing. So once you do it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when we do it, then we can do it for ourselves, and then we can teach people how to do it. And then you're going to be able to recognize, this is the other really important piece. When you do this, when you get into this kind of massive action, you all of a sudden have a totally different lens that you're looking through at your team. And all of a sudden, it's really obvious to you the people who are doing the thing and the people who aren't. And you're going to spend a lot less time trying to manage the people who aren't doing the thing, and a lot more time trying to find people who are ready to actually do it. Because you're suddenly like, oh, this is what it feels like to be in my business. Wow. That person's not in their business right now. That's okay. I still love them, but I'm not going to give energy there.
One thing I want to add on to that too is that if you attract a brand partner through trying to get the UBT, they are too, because they came to you because you prospected with the business. If you're leading with the business, they're going to lead with the business. So remember what duplicates. You want that. So awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. Everybody have an amazing day. Stay in touch with me. Text me your wins. If you're excited, if you're stuck, you're like, what do I say here? Use your upline. We're here to help you get through those hard spots. You're like, what do I say to this? Send us a little screenshot. Okay. All right. Love you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks, Sarah.
Everybody, we'll see you at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the company call. We're not doing our regularly scheduled Superfood Social prospecting Zoom today. We're funneling everyone to the corporate call that I'm going to be on. And I'm going to have to work some voice, some larynx massage or something so that I can actually talk. But I'll see you all there. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Bye, love. Have a great day, everyone. I'm going to go post that on the team page, so go look for it.